All right. Hey everyone. Welcome to the next chapter of this live stream. All right. Hey everyone. How are you everyone today? This live stream. All right. Hey everyone. How are you everyone today? All right. So, I have some ideas for today and I'm really excited to see what we can achieve today because I created some stuff. But first, I would like to go back to our PR that we created for the Flutter repository, where we still have some topics open. And at the moment, still the Flutter build is failing. So what I would like to do today is I would like to merge the newest changes from Flutter Master into this PR, just to make sure that this is nothing to do with our changes that we have maybe a perfect opportunity to improve the Flutter repository here. So let's start with that. I have somewhere hopefully the Flutter project here. And as you can see, I changed a little bit the layout of the coding from the IDE here. And I hope you can read a little bit better. So the contrast should be a bit higher and the colors should be a bit more stronger. Please let me know in the comments or if you like that, because I can also show you which plugin I used for that. Is the I think the dark theme it is. There's a special theme. Where is it? In appearance we find the one dark theme it is. And how I installed it is just by going to the plugins part of IntelliJ. And if you search for theme, you will find there are multiple themes that you can install. Like for example, Material Theme UI, and I choose now the one dark theme because I like the contrasts here very strong and very bright, so you can read it much easier, hopefully. So it's a bit more cleaner, I hope. Hey Nick, nice to see you. Ready for some code today. So, we have the Flutter project here open. And if you remember, I always name my branches like the issue. So let's have a look. That is the 48882 branch. So ready, fantastic. And what I would like to do is fetching the newest infos. So let's fetch that from the Git. With that, we get all the metadata. We know now that there are upgrades. Hey, Rakshit, nice to see you. And what I want to do now is I want to get all the changes from Origin Master and merge them into the current branch. So now we should have all the latest stuff. And what I want to do now is I want to just push that stuff into our branch. And because of the merge, I hope this time I do it correctly, or else we get now again a lot of stuff in our GitHub repository pull request. So I push the whole thing. And we take a look here. And I think I have to refresh up here. Let's refresh that. Then we should see down here just one line, something with merged informations. No? Where is it? Have there been a problem? No, it pushed to the fork, that's fine. Because the thing is, I think nobody currently reviewed our PR, which is a bit sad. I don't know how I should approach with that in the Flutter repository. But I think there are currently some problems with the build pipeline of Flutter. So as you can see, if we take a look into the pull requests in general, there are like 140 open PRs at the moment, and all of them are red, which is a bit sad. And also I think Darren Austin, who's responsible for my PR at the moment, has not so much time. I'm not quite sure how I should work with that, so if someone is not reading the PR. So yeah, I guess we just have to wait till someone is calling out. Cool. So, but you see, still the Flutter build part is still broken. So something is wrong there with the Flutter build pipeline at the moment. All right. So yep. As you see, the tree is closed. We can't merge at the moment. So first, the Flutter team has to fix that somehow, and then I think we can merge again. Okay. Anyhow, do you have some questions, something that we should tackle first before we jump right into the next topic that I have prepared for us? Is there anything open that we should talk about? I think we have also our topics list. I will push that also in the chat once more. Okay. So here. So don't forget, there you will find all the things that we can use for, so if you have topics for the live stream or anything, just add them there and we can talk about it. So what is, now here we go. Just have to navigate a bit. Hey Ayush Bizen, nice to see you. Hope you're well. All right. So what I thought today, what we can do during we wait till the Flutter repository, the PR is getting reviewed. My idea was that we could maybe create a Flutter website finally, because I get often the question if our website, the miracledesign.de, is created in Flutter, and no, it is not. It is currently just a website from WordPress, and as you can see, it is pretty good, standard as you know it. But it would be fantastic that we can like having the blog section, for example, in Flutter created. That we have like a Flutter workspace there. And what I thought in the long run, so if everything works fine. Oh, you did? Fantastic. What did you contributed? Can you share it? And what I thought about it is that we maybe use a headless CMS. And a headless CMS means we have a content management system in the background, and we can use that to get the information to our different devices. So we could create like a Flutter app that contains our website. We could have a Flutter website as Flutter web. Hey, Mathukesh? Welcome to the Flutter channel. Yeah, so the headless CMS has the benefit that we can grab the data from the internet and can display them on the different devices, and then we have our blog in the CMS, more or less. So that would be my idea. And there are a lot of different headless CMS, but one that I like is the story block at the moment. And to be frank, I already tried to create a plugin for that. So I'm currently working on a story blocks is the name, I think. No. Story block CMS. Yeah. And I tried to currently create a package for Flutter for the headless CMS of Storyblock, and but unfortunately it is not there where I want to provide it for everyone or make it public. I think it's on my GitHub account. So if we search for Storyblock, yeah, there is that Storyblock client at the moment, and the idea here is that we can grab the information, but as you see, since 4 months, I didn't work on that anymore. So the idea is that we create a website that can then take the information from that story block at the end. And I think that is the wrong one. I have to check where I have that project left. But the good thing is that with that we would have the possibility to create a Flutter website and push that. And as you see, also the Flutter project, the contribution gets quite low at the moment. The Visual Studio Code page had wrong info about the hot reload and hot restart keyboard shortcuts. Fixed it. Ah, fantastic. You see, that contribution is very important because I think if someone comes new and don't know about the problem, they will not understand how it will work. So fantastic. It's the first PR, and I think the first one is the most intimidating one, right? Okay, and additionally, if we can do that, we would like to improve all these different parts of the or bring all these topics of this document into account of the website. So that means if we would really like to work on a website, and you would be okay with that, then I would try to go through all these topics that are here, like responsive design. I think perfect for websites, right? Because we have to do that somehow. We have to have state management in any case. So the question is which one we would choose, and then we would just stick with it and try to create our website with that. I can't promise you that I'm perfectly good with all of them. For example, I have never worked with getX so far. I've never worked with mobx so far. I've never worked with Redux so far. But I think we make then just voting for the state management, and everyone can vote who is in the chat. And after that, we just stick with that till the end of the website. We will not change that anymore, even though I'm not familiar with the state management system. Then theme management. I think we can use that in any case because a website needs a theme, right? And it would be fantastic in the future to have like an extension method or an extension where users can just add more and more themes, or we can add more and more themes and the users can change the theme like they want it. Then we have the storage. How can we save data? I'm not sure if I will use Firebase or whatever we use there. I think a local like Hive will not work because Hive is not for web. I'm not sure with that, so let's check that out. But maybe you have a better idea what we can use for like database management. Maybe we create an aqueduct, like a backend, a real backend with Dart, where we can access the data that we need, or we get it anyway in a headless CMS. Maybe we can also use that. So whatever floats your boat. So you see, we have there many options, and we are quite happy with that. So what is that? No, it's just for Android and iOS, so it doesn't use the web SQL or something at the moment. Whew. Okay, I'm speaking too fast, I think, so let's take a little deep breath. Lottie is there already. Want to see a video about it. Lottie is, I think Matab had already an eye on that. Lottie is the Lottie files thing, right? I think you can create animations in Adobe After Effects, for example, and then you can create a Lottie file out of it, and this Lottie file can then be used in your applications, right? The problem is I don't have access to Adobe After Effects, so most likely I have there a problem, but I think there are also some free animations that you can use, right? It's nice that they have these minimalistic ones. Oh, you can also buy some. Okay. But it's good to know that you want to see a video about it. So what we can do, because we have not only this fine package or a web document where we have all the different state managements and topics for the live streams, we have also since last week another fantastic document that I would like to share with you. And this is the open video topics. And because I thought we are already finished with everything. Ah, hey Matab, perfect. So good to know. So if you want to see a video that is not written inside of this document already, and I will share that with you too, then I would highly ask you to just add it there, because you have all full permissions as a commentator. So if you, for example, want to see the Lottie package, just go there where it belongs to. I think that would be part of the animations. And then just add here with the commentator function your wish, and we will take care of that as soon as we come to it. We can't promise you that it will be soon, because as you see, there are insane amount of topics that we still want to cover. But it's good that we have this option now, that we show you also what are our plans. Because, for example, I get more and more often the question, hey, how should I start with Flutter? How I start with development in Flutter? And so we currently decide, okay, let's have a series there where we really help other people to get into Flutter, starting with it, and even if they have already experience, that they also find something that is interesting for them. Then testing series, I started with that yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it was fantastic because I found some very intriguing information that I was really shocked about it, and it was fantastic there. So Anonymous Buffalo is already adding in something. Perfect, thank you. Thank you for contributing, guys. You can't believe how happy I am that this document's getting so well accepted at the moment. Creating packages, oh, that's fantastic, because I want to do that using Lottie and Flutter. You see, fantastic. So, and with that we have everyone has contributed, and if your video is coming, then I will also tell that it is from you or something if your name is on it. So, but you see, we have a lot of topics that we want to talk about, and I really like these live streams to talk with you, to get the interaction, that we know, okay, everyone knows what we want to achieve. And you said there are free packages here on that, Mahtab, so let me check if I find them. Recent animations, tools. Ah, these are these ones, right, that I can use. Do I know which license they have? Are they easy to use? Thank you, Ayush. I think that's coming from the whole community, so that makes it really awesome. So we can increase the speed, and then we can just use it. Is it for free? Has it any license or anything? Oh, it's here down here is the license. Distribute, remix, adapt, build upon the material in any medium or format, so long as attribution is given to the creator. The license allows commercial use. So fantastic. We really can use these parts, and we get also the license shown, which is mostly important for companies, right? So, and it sees that Hannah Torres is really active here and creates like amazing animations that you can use for free. Wow, fantastic, Rakshit. Yeah, so you also can use them for commercial use. You see down here, it is very small, I know, but down here you find the license allows for commercial use. So because it is contribution only, you just have to add that inside of your about information. So if you have an app, for example, you use that part, you have to give the contribution to alias gar inside of the app, but then you are allowed to use that whole thing as you want, even for commercial use, which is really a fantastic thing. I didn't know that Lottie is so good with that. So if you have some animations that we should add, just let me know. Okay, cool. So we have that, we have Lottie packages, we have Dart packages. We wanted to see if Hive, we have made that too. So and what I would like to do, and I think that makes sense, is before we start with the website, I highly think we should create like a document this time, because I would like to really finish this project, and I would like to have some sticky points where I can work on. I don't know if a document is really the best option here. It would be fantastic to have like a Trello board. Ah, we can use that from GitHub, or I think GitHub has that option somehow with the issues and projects and so on. So my idea is just to start a basic Flutter project and push that up to GitHub, and then we can work with the GitHub projects there. And if you have some ideas about that whole thing, you can also join in and write some of your ideas into it, and I will take them into account then in the future. So we create a new project, a Flutter project. If you have never seen this interface, I use the IntelliJ currently from community version. Hey, there's a new update. I'm always loving new updates, so even though I'm making a live stream, you will be part of the update here, because the update should be fairly quick, and I love new versions, so we can also click on the link what's new here. So full support for GitHub pull requests. That's fantastic, finally. A new problem tools window, alright. An inspection widget that displays the number of issues in a file, alright. Jakarta EE support. Have you ever heard about Jakarta EE? Jakarta EE. Okay, it has something to do with Java. Seems Enterprise Edition. Ah, that is Java EE. Okay, fantastic. So. Yeah, I would really love to have a Hack 20 all day long. It would be fantastic if every weekend was something like that. But I think the solutions from Hack 20 was fantastic, right, this year. Like everyone made the best out of it, and it was really great to see what the community can create. Website creating a Flutter. Can you make a PWA with Flutter? Yeah, I think so. Hey Xaxa, nice to see you again. So PWA Flutter. I think it is out of the box PWA or something, right? So a connected progressive web application built with Flutter. Web support for Flutter enables existing mobile-based application to be packaged as a PWA for reach to a broader variety of devices, or to provide a companion web experience to an existing app. So we can try that, of course. It's fantastic that you love it. I'm also loving it. Believe me, it's so fantastic to work with you guys and also creating new content every day. We're getting more and more excited now because 3,000 subscribers it's really big. It's crazy. Never thought about it. But we made a big jump in the last couple of days, so it's fantastic to see you all around and to provide you better content, right? It is like this microphone stand, it's in the way a bit right now, but it's something that is incredible, right? Because it's increasing the quality again, and if we can provide you better quality, I'm just happy. That's fantastic. But where's my IntelliJ here? So let's go into. So you see it was quite quick, and here we are. No, I have a Twitch channel, but on Twitch I currently just live stream my League of Legends gameplays if I do a game or two, but that's very seldom, and I highly don't recommend to watch that. So I think start. But no, at the moment it is not planned to have a Twitch channel. I asked that once in YouTube, and most of the people have said that we should only stream on YouTube. So I'm happy with that, and so we decided to just keep it here for now. But if you want it on Twitch, then maybe I should make another voting, and then we can talk about it and check out if we should add that there. Okay, so what is our project name? Do you have a fantastic name for our website? So Miracle Design DE looks pretty boring, right? So what would be a fantastic name? Flutter Explained.live? Website, good project name. I usually like animals for my project names, so what would be a good animal? Let's see if we find something. Animal business name generator. Ah, that's all bad. Let's stick with the obvious, right? So Flutter Explained website. That's super boring, but it does its job, right? So what I can do is, this is a website project for Flutter Explained. Let's take the YouTube channel directly. I think that makes sense. No. Did I make the .com? Voila. So the project type is an application. We don't want to have a plugin or package. And the organization would be, I think at the moment it is de.miracle design, right? Alright, the Android language is Kotlin, that's fine. iOS is Swift, I'm happy with that. And we finished the whole thing. So now it will take 1 or 2 seconds. And in the time, every file is getting created in the background, right? So we have now in the background, it's getting all the project files generated. And we can see here now our fully fledged project with all the files that we need. So in order to work with the web, I think we have to be at least on the Flutter channel beta, right? I'm not mistaken. So let's see if this is enough. So I switch to the Flutter channel beta quickly. Say Flutter upgrade. So and this will take another 1 minute. Sorry for that. So it's a lot of waiting here. But the good thing is, if we are on the right channel, we have the opportunity to start up Flutter in web, so we can directly try it. And I'm really thinking about even to go to Flutter Master, because it would be beneficial to just run the app on macOS. But because I want to work with a lot with images and creating images, making it a bit more beautiful right from the start, I think it will not be that easy to use, because I think internet images, for example, can't be that easily used on a macOS without adding the preferences. So what did I want to show you too? So my idea is that we maybe start with like the Bootstrap default, right? That we have a nav bar where close to our website here. We have a navigation bar with our logo maybe and Flutter Explained on the side. And here on the right side, we just want to have a navigation menu. And we want to have like a Jumbotron with some text and a contact us. So the, I think call to action is the name for that. And now I would like to start with something like the Jumbotron first, so that we come here very easily. This comes from Bootstrap. And what I also did is just make some research on designs, right? So what can we do? Can we maybe improve our things? And because I'm a very bad designer, I usually take my eye on what is already there. And Dribble is a very good website for that, because you get like an idea what you can do, like this fantastic landing page here, or something like that. So it tries to improve my creativity. For example, this one here with that stacked animation, most likely, where these are multiple layers of images to create this illusion that it is just one. Also a fantastic option. Or what I also do is the UpLabs website. UpLabs is a website where you can see also trending designs, and you can even buy them or use them sometimes for free. So for example, this hero landing page concept, if you go on that, you can see, if you subscribe, of course, for the website, you can take that, or for $29 you can even use it commercially. So it's just to get you an idea how the website could look like. I don't buy that yet, but it is just to get you ideas and getting some designs in your head how your website at the end can look like. This, for example, is a freebie. A freebie is always interesting because you can just download it with the personal license, and because this is an Adobe XD created, you can also open that there. So yeah, we have a button, watch story, we have the Jumbotron, we have that fantastic image in the background, which I like, and this stuff on the more or less in the middle of the screen, which I don't like so much. Yeah, landing page in dark, modern agency website, modern website offering app and website creation services. All right. Did we have seen that somewhere? But I'm with you. I like dark themed websites. The problem, or what I would like to have, is like that switch that we have, like for example in Gatsby, that we have just dark and light theme very easily. And there is one guy, and I love his website. I think if I find that quickly, let me check. It's on Twitter, I think. And how was his name? Let me think. I don't know anymore. But there is someone who has a fantastic website. I'm always very impressed if I see that. Now sad that I don't know. Was it Raven? I think it was Raven. Anyhow, not that important. Exactly, but that would be my fantastic goal if we have these switches, and maybe have even the opportunity that we can create maybe own themes, like something like that, but don't get starting too big, right? So let's think about how we can start it. What we can do is maybe creating our own design in the future, but I think that will take too much time in the end, just to create Jumbotron and everything. So I think it is a bit boring if we do that here on the live stream, right? To create all that stuff. But maybe just, oh, there's a plugin. Flutter plugin is up to date. Perfect. Take that. And because I'm not a real designer, it's always a bit difficult. But just to give you an expression how it could look, I think we can also create these helper lines somewhere. Guides, log all guide. That doesn't make so much sense. But what I just want to show you is I could imagine something like here, that we have the logo up here. That's absolutely true. So the logo would be here somewhere. And what I would like to see is the menu bar on that side here. And if we get on smaller screen sizes, I would love to have here like these burger menu. Then down here would be our Jumbotron, more or less. So we have a very large text. Place that with this here and say Flutter explained, or whatever we want to show as a Jumbotron. Usually font sizing would be 64, I think. And the font would be Fashion 1, of course. Which is still a bit small, I think. And even increase that, and I would double that, so that would be 128. Oh, something like that. And what do we have currently on our website? We have Flutter Evangelists. Yeah, Jumbotron is a fantastic name from Bootstrap itself, and it just describes that upper part here. So we have one very big headline, and down there we have a simple text, which you find on a lot of websites. So for example, this here is a Jumbotron, or if we jump into here, this is now UpLabs, and we check for some websites like this freebie. This here, this whole section, we call it a Jumbotron since it exists in Bootstrap. And what it means is we have a very large headline, some small texts, and then we have like call to actions, like in that case, order now, watch our story, and play a video. So in our case, if this part is a Jumbotron, then we have that. Currently, I'm trying, or what I would like to do is recreating our website. A lot of people have asking me why our website, or is our website in Flutter? And currently I always have to say, no, it is in WordPress, and this makes me a bit sad. And I would really like to improve that. And I think you know my website on GitHub, which is, I think, mdweber on github.io. Yes, I use that, and I have created a video for that, I think, somewhere. Adobe XD to Flutter in seconds or something. And it got also promoted by the Adobe team itself on Facebook. And that was fantastic. We saw that today. So currently we have this website on our GitHub.io part. So I can maybe share that with you, because I will most likely use that as my publishing possibility in the first place. Does it work? Yeah, it works. The only problem with Adobe XD to code is at the moment that you get a lot of verbose stuff. So there's a lot of different things. And there are some limitations like rounded borders, shadows, and so on are getting a bit problematic. Is there something like Figma to Flutter? I think there was a plugin like Figma to Flutter somewhere. Let me check. I can Google that for you. Figma to Flutter. So there is really something. So yes, there is. It didn't seem to work, okay. I can't tell you that. I don't work so much with Figma, but most likely... Was it this part here? Hey Avi, nice to see you around. Still in progress, yeah. Order here a little bit. Fantastic. Yeah, so it seems that this is working, or that it exists at least, and it will work the same way like it does for the other one. What I have for a problem with these code generators is more the verbosity, but it creates you a fantastic tool to give you an initial idea how you can start your project, so how you can use the widgets to create everything. And what I also saw, that the layout is sometimes a bit weird. So that means if you have a larger screen, it is not responsive at the moment. And that is somehow sad. And I see this has not updated since 2 years. That is mostly a bad sign. So let's see if the insights is getting better. No, that looks not good. Ooh. How about the last month? Do we have any chance? Yeah, nah. So it seems that this project is abandoned, unfortunately, so it will most likely don't work. Most likely it doesn't have the support. Sorry. Yeah, that's true, Avi. So my idea was, I think I also told that in the video, instead of pushing the whole website, just use small fragments and create small components everywhere. Like if you have a button, for example, that you want to style, then you can export the button and it works fine. If you have like a card that you want to use and export, it also works fine. So It is just, what do you want to use it for? It is a fantastic tool if you have designers that are working on Adobe XD that could create you all the different components and you play Lego in your code, right? So you take this component with that responsibility, bring it together with another one and stack that on top and then make it even more beautiful. So I can imagine that this is the workflow for future with this whole design part. Yeah, and so our Jumbotron would then look like something like this and has like 48 maybe, and there would be some lorem ipsum. So that is a bit too much. Something like that. If you don't know lorem ipsum, there is also a fantastic website that I don't want to miss out here. There is a lorem ipsum generator which has the possibility to generate you just random text. It doesn't have any meanings or any real value behind, but it creates you a text that is just empty. Flutter desktop would also be good. Yeah, to be honest, I would love to, but at the moment we need a game card for that. I would love to make the Flutter desktop part on the Windows machine, just because I think they're at the moment a bit like the people don't like so much working for Windows parts. So if you take a look into the Flutter part, then yeah, it doesn't work. So you couldn't add a link. Yes, I think you can't add links to the live stream chat, and to be honest, I don't know why. Oh, Linux would be fantastic. Yeah, true. But yeah, I first have to have some machine that works with Linux. I think I have to, yeah, make that on my Windows computer then. I think there are also Linux distributions that are working on mobile, so you can put it on a USB stick, and then I could work on that. So, yeah, there are options, of course. So add that to the live streams ideas that we have here, to our open document. I can maybe share once more. And I really should write a script for that it shares automatically like all 5 minutes or something. So just add it here and I will take the idea and think about it, what we can do. Okay, so the Jumbotron, it looks fantastic. Isn't it beautiful? So important, align always the stuff on the right side. Okay. And what we else have is some buttons here. 1, 2, like a call to action. And it would be also fantastic, what I could imagine is something like a play button that would then start up our YouTube video directly in the browser. Flutter is really the future. Hashtag doc, that's a fantastic. You know what? We do that together right now because I would love to see that at the moment. So let's have that. We create a command here. Let's have that. We say command doc streams, and the doc stream would give you this document here. Open document for live streams. So this response would be just this here. All right. So reply that, permission everyone. So confirm. So could you try to enter exclamation mark doc streams? I write that down here that you can see it. Doc streams. Or stream, sorry. Or I can do that in the chat just quickly to try it. So if we go here and say doc stream, with a bit of luck, we will see now the chat message, hopefully. Here we go, look at that. Fantastic. I add a global timer, nobody can do that. So, and then we have not only that, we have also doc. What is the other thing? The other thing is doc. Topic for open videos. Voila. And we make doc open for doc video. That. So, and if you search for the commands that are existent, I don't know if you have ever been on flutterexplained.live. This is our website where we show our live streams at the moment. Down here you will find all the commands that you can use. I don't know why there are so many for me, but I can maybe try to switch it. No. I don't know if you have less or more of them, but you should see all the different commands, like for example doc stream, doc video, you see what is inside of it. So you can call them all the time, and sometimes it will happen something. So I have to admit that this stuff makes the most fun on the live streams, to identify what we can do here. So all these links and stuff creating is fun. Okay, but as you can see, this is our website that I created once for a video, how we can push our information to GitHub Actions, GitHub pages. And I would love to create our demo website on every ending of the stream. Like whenever I created like 2 hours on the website, I would love to update this page here with the newest information. And so you have the possibility to access it already, and we can directly test if everything works. And if you have some ideas, I don't know if I create a design till the next time or something, or a requirements book where we just have everything inside that we want to add to the website. But I think something like that would be fantastic. Maybe you have some great ideas what we can do here. So does it work even? No. So the links are all old. This one is working, fantastic. FTO have we too. And YouTube links, fantastic. Okay. So back to our stuff. Here we have our call to action. Here would happen something like, for example, contact us, right? And here we would have, I don't think we need that one. And here we would but just have our play button. Order that a bit. So this would be our first challenge. You can use Dribble Design and modify it to your taste in Flutter. Can we? Is it allowed to just download them or something? Is there free parts of them? I really don't know. Let me check. I think I have to sign in for that. Let me second. Just here. What? That would be, of course, also fantastic if we can do that. So sign in, down. All right. So let's have a look. Maybe we find something that we like. If you want to send me links or something, the good ones are mostly paid. Yeah, that's fine. I think if it's fantastic, we will do that. Yes, Saxa, and you are one of the reasons. I think you asked me in one of the comments, is our website on Flutter? And I had to say no. And to be honest, it is a bit ashamed that I'm telling all the time that Flutter is amazing, that Flutter is cool, that Flutter is the best framework that I ever have worked in, which is all true. And I don't have a website in Flutter. Of course, it can't be that fantastic like in WordPress maybe. Maybe it can. We don't know yet, because we don't know how much we have to do there. But what I would like to see is creating a headless CMS, like with, I don't know, yeah, something like that, and create with that headless CMS a website out of it. But now, do you have some cool designs that we maybe should use, that you like? Brilliance projects, Go Pro, explores shots, block payoffs. To be honest, I'm not so often in on Dribble, so my skill set here is pretty limited at the moment. So as I said, if you find a fantastic design, please send it on Twitter, then I can bring that into account. So, and then we can take that. What do we have here? Render within 26 minutes. The weird thing is with Flutter that when I started with it, it was the first framework that really hooked me from the beginning. So in the first seconds, I was like, yeah, I'm coming from JavaScript and Angular background. Started then with React and Vue, and after some seconds, it was just wow. Let's work with Flutter all day long. I need it. All right. Then maybe there are also some videos that we have planned for e-commerce. Maybe this would be interesting then for you. Dribble, advertise, teams. Yeah, so explore. Is there a search bar? Yeah, here. Welcome. The website. Oh, this is nice. I like the coloring, but I think it's not technology enough. So maybe if we search for Flutter, do we find something there? It will be mostly mobile, I think, right? But these dark themes work pretty well, I think, right? For Uber and everything. Okay, no, let's search for websites once more. And let's get an idea. Web design. Oh, I like that one. You should add the function of editing money to the channel here. Donate, that's why. Yeah, the problem is you need like 4,000 hours of watch time to edit here on the channel. So that's why currently we work with that website of flutterexplained.live that you find here. So if you want to support us, please feel free. We would love to. So you can donate on the right side here. That is also looking amazing. The problem what I have with Dribble, it is always very intimidating. If I see something like that with these animations, everything, I get like a shiver because wow. Colorlib website, what is that? And Discord we have also, we have a Discord channel. If you go again to that cool website that I explained to you, that flutterexplained.live, you will see down here that we have a Flutter Discord channel that I'm working with, where we collaborate with Raven, I think, and a lot of other cool YouTubers. And you will find there the possibility. But yeah, that sounds like a good possibility. I think it's DevTown, and here we have the Flutter channel. So currently we work on that. So, but thank you for all these good ideas. So Colorlib, I wanted to check Colorlib. Send the link. All right. Why is there no command for that? Where are we? Sorry, that is happening at the moment very much. So this is the link. And Colorlib, that is down here. Okay. Three themes, all right. Oh, nice. Xova, thanyakij. Oh, that's cool. So I think something in this direction would be maybe good, or something like that. It's very sleek, I like that. And then with the burger menu, we could have also a normal menu up there. So we have a little size of that, and then welcome to our website, modern free one page with the, I call it again Jumbotron because I don't have a better name. If you have one, please let me know. But yeah, something like this could be a very fantastic option, I think. Or what do you think? Where we have up here our logo and then the text like Flutter Explained. We say welcome to Flutter Explained, give some text here inside, and then show everything inside, and maybe have the different links like contact us, coming on to our channel, maybe show a default YouTube video on web as soon as we can, something like that. Well, I have to click that off. I currently saw on the top all the time the numbers, like the viewers, if they are jumping, and I was like, so, looks good, fantastic. So let's start with that. We have a more darkish picture behind. Let's check if we find some on Pexels. So what I would like is a desk, I think. desk dark maybe. Oh, look at that. Looks pretty close to it, or we have an alternative. At least we just need a dark shape on the background. It's always good. I think this could be helpful here. Oh, starting with that, I've just re-downloaded here. And because he helped me, I will add that to the video description. So, thanks to him to it. And we download the image. And here we go. So, but now we talked a lot about stuff that we want to create. In the meantime, all the Flutter updates have been done. So let's run the Flutter Doctor here. We are on channel beta, that's fantastic. Let's check the Flutter config. And you can see that enable beta web is there. So that's fantastic. If we device selection, we have Chrome and web server. And I'm very happy with that. Now, in the next goal, I would like to create an assets folder here in our Flutter project. And directory, which will be assets. And in assets, we have images. And here I will add that new image that we received. This will be our background image. Vector. Okay, so it has a small hiccup, sorry for that. Here we go. So, and the only problem that I currently have with it, if we take a look into the sizes and the dimensions up here, I don't know if you can read that very well, but it is very large, that image, like very, very large. With 4 Mbit, it is incredibly big. So what I always suggest is making that image at least under 200 kilobyte. And for that, I use good old Photoshop. You can of course use also different application tools, like I think on Mac you will have also the option to make it smaller. Paint is also working, but at least to get it somehow under 200 kilobytes. So now I go and say the auto image size, and we go to 1920, and I think that is usually HD quality, which should be good enough for us. And with that, we already reduced the size of that image extremely. The next part is we export the whole thing as a JPEG in our case, because it has no hidden things behind. Hey Alistair, nice to see you. We are just trying to create a website for that, or recreate the Flutter Explained or Miracle Design website. And I will scroll that down to 50% of the quality. That sounds like a lot of loss, but to be honest, you still don't see any fragments of the image and it's still sharp as possible. So back to our project. I think we have that in the IDEA projects. And here we created the YouTube Flutter redesign. No, that's not true. Flutter Explained website, assets, images down here. And we replaced the whole thing. Alright, so now let's close Photoshop. It just costs a lot of resources, so go back to our part. And as you can see now, we have here 150 kilobyte, and this makes the image way smaller. But you still see no fragments or anything, so the image is not looking horrible. So it's pretty good for the web. And it would be even better if we could save it as a WebP image. I don't know if this is possible here, but for now it's fair enough. So what I want to do is make that our background image. So I just call it background. And before we even start to develop, I wanted to do something else, right? I wanted to share this project on GitHub. And let's do that the first. So you will find that too. So Flutter Explained website sounds good. Origin is fine. The description is empty at the moment. So this should be a recreation of website of miracledesign.de, and we share the whole thing. Repository with selected name already exists, so that's unlucky. So that means I tried something like that already. That at the moment. here, we close that off, we go to github.com and we search for the website and find this repository here. So what did I do here? Is there anything special? Ah, this is the Frank loading. Ah, this is really our website. Okay. Okay, unlucky. That means I have to rename the whole thing. Should be also no problem. Back here. And we don't call it Flutter Explained. It is the website redesign. Redesign is also bad because it will imply that we will always redesign the website. But it will be our website in the end, right? In the long run. So website. I will do that differently. I copy that image, I save that somewhere. So instead going for desktop example because I find it easily. And what we will do is we will create an own test give it numbers. It's always a good idea. No, what I will do is I will really check out the other project and use that as my reference. So that doesn't, because at the moment it is creating a new project for it is maybe not helpful because we really have the other one already. So I would love more if we can really close that project here off. And what I will do is I will really delete it. So go to the, what is it? The development. Idea projects and Flutter Explained website. We delete the whole thing. And what I will do is I get it from version control and I will just get the, I think we have it here. I will get the code from that repository, put it here inside, and clone the whole thing. And now we don't want to use whatever we have here inside, and we will not change that, even though we could, and just recreate everything. Maybe that would be also an option. But what I want to do in the first place is just creating a new branch that we call like mdwweber, which is my username. And what I will create is like a redesign. And the good thing is with that now that we have that in place and we have already a website here. The only thing is that I don't know if the updates are right. Ah, look at that. Here I already used the Storyblock client. Fantastic. So this is my other project from that I told you in the beginning, where I wanted to create a package for Storyblock. So this is my package, I think. So let's see if I find that somewhere, because I think I had that somewhere already. So let's see, this is my other project folder, and the name is Storyblock. Look, it's not here. Maybe in Studio Projects. Unlucky. But again, back to the GitHub repository and search for Storyblock. So, and this was this one that I didn't have updated, right? We have here the Storyblock bar and here the base, but here's nothing happening. Okay, but anyway, that's good. Then we just check that out too. So we clone this repository here, which is Storyblock. No, wait. The name was different, right? That was Storyblock. That. So it seems that I didn't have created a repository for that yet. Okay, then what I will do is just removing the dependency at the moment, just to make it possible. And we should get everything here green. Or not. Ah, no. Really. And here we fine, we can remove that. Hey Igor, nice to see you. Thank you. I'm using in the theme IDE. I installed that this morning, to be honest, because I think it is easier to read. It is the one dark theme, so it has a more bright colors, so it is easier to read for you guys. I hope, at least. Exactly. I can share it with you, I think. One dark theme is the name, and if you search for one dark theme, we will find that one. And I think there is also one for Visual Studio, so don't worry, there are enough possibilities. So here is that, this is deprecated, this is that. Do we have a newer one? Okay, this seems for IDEA again. Ah, Visual Studio, here. So this is that one. Oh, where? Here. And here. Okay. Okay, I needed to change a lot. So what I will do is, as I said, I will make this project empty for our redesign. So we keep that completely empty. We remove everything at the moment. And what I will do is creating everything from scratch. So we will have screens. We will have widgets. We most likely have like 3 different layers, as I always have. So I start with UI. I think there will all the screens will be inside, the widgets will be inside. We will have most likely, because we will talk with other APIs and so on, so we will have some kind of backend, or we call that repository. And we have the last layer, which is our business logic. I call that block. In Vim, oh, you are hardcore. Respect, because I think Vim is like the next level. But inside of screens, we will have the home screen, right? So home screen.dart. And as always, this is a stateless widget for now. Home screen. Import. Cool. We can import here the home screen, and with that our basic scaffold is already done. And because these folders are empty, I can't push them to our GitHub repository. So what I also will do is give here a git keep file inside, right? And we add that. And with git keep, it's getting pushed to the repository, and it will be allowed to be part of Git repository. So the folders will stick there. Same thing for the widgets for now. Mainly because of low powered machine. Okay, yeah, that's sad. But as long as it works for you, I think Vim is a good tool at the end. I mean, there is a reason why it survived like 100 years of development. I'm going to create a dribble and look for some design. That would be fantastic, my friend. From Nux.js, okay. That would be cool, AKS. The Discord channel doesn't work, really? I have my doubt that this Flutter Explained Live website has a lot of problems at the moment. I don't know what's there wrong. So you can't join here? If you click connect, you don't come into? For me it works. What do you mean with L-link? You can't send links here on YouTube, unfortunately. I don't know really why, to be honest. I tried now a lot to change that, but somehow it's still getting blocked automatically. Okay, but now we have made our first step. We have the first stuff. So then I want to add our assets, right? So assets, we give our images. What I also would like is like having our fonts, if we want to have custom fonts. Do we have anything else? I think that's good for now. And so where is our recent file? I think on the desktop. Here we go. Okay, that's somehow weird. Okay, sorry for that. Maybe I can check if I find a link for the DevTown server somewhere else. So I can invite people, right? And then get this link here. I could also share this here in Discord. Voila. Maybe it's good if I create also for that command or. So let me see, command Discord, and you will get this link here. From DevTown is that. Let us see if I make now Discord. Okay, seems it will take a second. In the meantime, I can work here further. Okay, we have some created. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, we get once more our dependencies just in case, and then we see that the tests are here. Why is it not stopping to yelling at me that we have to get the dependencies? I think I have to restart IntelliJ for that. But what I will do first is pushing all these changes into our new branch redesign. So cleared the project and created a redesign scaffold. And let's have a look. Up.get has not been run. I think I don't have to wait for that to review the whole thing, or? Okay, I quickly have to restart IntelliJ, I think. Up. Do we have... Yeah, fantastic. I will add all files, or do we miss anything? No, I think we can get rid of all of them. And we committed to the reading. And if we take a look, here we have all these different parts inside. Fantastic. And we push that. And now we have our first branch running, and we can swap here to the Chrome and start the whole thing. Wow. Oficialmente soy miembro de Discord. Flutter explained. I'm excited. You are official member. Fantastic. So yeah, join to the Discord. It would be fantastic. I think Raven would be also very happy, and all the other dev guys. So if you have some related questions to JavaScript, to Java, C#, Python, and so on and so forth, they will be very happy to answer you the questions if you have some. So how does our demo works? Yep, fantastic. A very empty page with the debug sign on the right side. So let's see, quickly reorder the whole thing somehow. So way better. Cool. Okay, and now we have really the option to finally start with our website. So let's have a look how our design should look like. We have the background image, which should get the full size, I think, right? In any case. But we have also to think about responsiveness, right? Because this website most likely will be responsive, right? Websites are most of the time responsive. So let us think about it. We will getting started, and I think the first thing that we should do is creating a creating a file somewhere. Generate a plugin. It would be good to have a file that keeps our responsiveness parts. And I don't know if I want to create a widget for that keeps track of the responsiveness. Let me think about it. We could create, is it a widget? Let's start with a basic widget and then can improve that. But I would like to have a responsive widget. Art, of course. And this is a stateless widget, responsive widget. And why I created, I will explain you in a second. Because this responsive widget should now keep track of all the different information. I'm not sure if it will be a widget or if we create just a responsive class for that with static methods. Because what I can imagine is like we have static static boolean, I think. Yeah, static boolean is large screen, and this would return true if the media query of context that we have to pass in, of course, but it, yeah, that would be fantastic with PWA. Yeah. It's fantastic to see how enthusiastic you are. That's really great. But I would also love to see that, absolutely. So what we have here is media query of context, which results us in a size. And we get here the size of the screen, or the width. And if the width is smaller than, or bigger than, like say 9020, then we know, okay, this is a really large screen. Yeah, that's true. Or does it? I'm not sure with that. I think we still have to create responsiveness, or PWA just means that you can access your website like an app. Is it not like something like that? At the end? Most likely there's way more to it and I just don't know. Medium screen, or is tablet, I think. Tablet screen size. We get the context, and that would be between yeah, the CEO. That's true. So currently websites from Flutter has a very bad CEO, because I don't know if you have ever taken a look into the Flutter web, but if we take a look here inside of how the structure is, this is still HTML, right? But as you can see, we have these weird FLT glass panes inside, which are perfectly fine and a fantastic solution actually. But what happens is now you can't read the code anymore, and of course a lot of CEO is like robots that check the website. They have sometimes problems to make that. A script installs service worker.js to provide to application. Okay, so there are also the service workers already inside. So it is a PWA already. Fantastic. And also I think to set ads, for example, on your website with Google Ads or something, can be a bit problematic with Flutter websites at the moment. And there is not a good solution so far. At least I'm not aware of one. So, is tablet screen. So we return the media query of context again with the size of the width. And this needs to be below, I think tablet size is 1280, right? Bigger or smaller than 1280. And I think the same thing belongs to the, it needs to be larger than a certain amount, right? So this is that is too much. I just want to have that here. Screen width. And then the screen width should not be bigger than, I think, where do we start? With 680, I think, for small sizes, something like that. The Flutter team realized that they were falling behind with Next.js and Nuxt.js, and now they are working on Flutter standard PWA as well. Alright, I heard a lot about Nuxt.js, to be honest, from a friend of mine who's working with that, but I have not taken a deep look into it. Is it from, it's a Vue framework, alright. Modular, performant, enjoyable, alright. Server-side rendered, okay. Alright, never worked with that so far. Maybe I have to take a look. Okay, and the last thing is small or is mobile screen. That would be getting the context, and we receive the information of the screen size again. But we actually don't need that. We could just say we return everything that is below, that the screen width is below 680. So at least this is not perfect, but still. Oh, no worries, Minnow. How is your exam going? Are you successful? So and now here we would return like 3 different parts, right? We could have a widget. How could we do that? And we could have like a widget that receives 3 different widgets. One for the large screen, one for the small screen, and one for the medium screen, right? That would be an option. That we have here a stateless widget, but with 3 input parameters, like final small widget or small screen, final tablet screen, and final large screen. Stuff like that. And we have to create a constructor for that, like this. Comma behind. Okay. So, and the good thing about this responsive widget would be now that we can use it, and dependent on which size is true, we can return the different widgets. So, like, where would we start? I think large screen would be all our fallback, right? If all of them are wrong, then we would always go to the large screen. Something like that. So, is mobile screen? Mobile screen. Can we not access that? Ah yeah, no, of course not. We can't set in a bool. Okay, then we would pass the large screen. No, the mobile screen. Small screen, alright. Else we would... I think we have to make an if-else statement because it's getting bigger. So if is small screen, is mobile screen with the context. Then we would return the small screen. And this would be not dynamic, it would be always a widget. Yep, alright. So build, we have that. Else if we have this tablet screen, context, and we return tablet screen. Cool. And last but not least, in any case, we have our default where we return our large screen. Fantastic. So with that it works, I think. So what we have here is now a responsive model, so our base widget more or less, where we can pass the different things inside. Yeah, so as it seems, if we take a look into the website here anyway, it is a PWA from the beginning, so out of the box. I can't even take it out. The good thing is, if we take here a look into... Can I? No, I think we have that PWA inside of our web part. And if we take a look, here should be all the scripts. And if we join this website here, we find the service workers introduction. And service workers is PWA service worker. I'm not sure if this is true or not exactly the same. Cache and return requests. Alright, this is just for service workers. So they are like background tasks, like a compute function or something like that, that can work inside. And PWA, Flutter. Oops, sorry. So progressive web app. In a collection you will learn, okay, what are progressive web apps? Blah blah blah. So native apps, web apps, and PWAs would be both of them. So I think it's websites that are running like a web, like an application on your phone, right? WebRTC, alright, reliable, installable. Ah, installable. So yes. Exactly, and PWA for Flutter is inside of the documentation for web, so you find it in web support. And down here they are like web support for Flutter enables existing mobile-based application to pack as PWA. So you can pack them as a PWA in the end if you want to. Building a web application with Flutter, creating responsive apps. Yeah, so they do that with the orientation builder and so on. And I think the responsive widget could have also the opportunity to give us informations if where the orientation is of the screen, right? Cool, and we can create here. Do we need it yet? No. I think we keep that for now. So is that right? If we are bigger than 1920, we know it's a very large website. On the other hand, we can use the 1280 because everything higher than that would be a full screen website. So we have our breakpoints at 1280, 680, and yeah, 680. So that would mean I would also create, would it be inside here? Yeah, I think so. We would also create two variables, large screen breakpoint, which would be 1280, and of course an integer. And I would use that here instead of this, just to make sure that we have access to it. Instance member can't be accessed from static methods. Okay, so let's don't make that final, make that const. Does that work? Complaining. We can make that as a const because it's just an integer, and with that we can access it now. Alright, so large screen breakpoint, and this would be small, and this would be small screen breakpoint. Adding this here and here, and with that it looks a bit cleaner. And we can change it way easier up here. Alright, so we have that in place, and now we can work with this responsive widget to create multiple screen sizes for that part. So where is our design? Here we go. So let's start easy with our bar on top of here, right? It would be called app bar like-ish, I think. So we have a background on the whole page, and we have that app bar on top. So let us think about it. We have here our home screen, and inside of home screen we have just a container at the moment. So the home screen would be containing all of that. The question is more, do we want to have a single page application where everything is in one page? And I think that wouldn't be a good option, right? Because as far as I know, the web performance at the moment is pretty sluggish from time to time. Okay, I don't know yet. Let's just start with that one page and then go further, I think. Okay, so we have a container, and this container, should we have a scaffold in that case? We can have that to keep the material stuff working. Do we really need it is the question. Let's start without one, and then we can improve it. So we come with our container, and inside of that container I would like to have a logo and this stuff, so that would be a row, right? Children, and the first children would be the logo itself. So how can we do that? I think it could be a container again. Don't know if we need a container. Could be an image or a text, right? So we would have a text here where something is written like Flutter explained, and we would have a logo which is an image. But we will have an image, an asset, an SVG image most likely. Let me check if I find our logo quickly. So that would be here, and logo. Good. Assets. Is a logo an image? I think so. Yeah, we can do that. And where do we have it? Oh, we just have it as a PNG at the moment. Okay, so let's take that. Our beautiful logo here. And this Flutter Explained logo will now be part of the website. And here we will have an image, in our case an asset. So I will use the constructor for the asset directly here. And we can use now the access to our assets folder, images, and then Flutter Explained logo.png. All right. So of course it will crash now because it will not find this path. Because, and you know it most likely already, if you jump into the pubspec.yaml, you will find the assets part down here usually. Why don't we have... Okay, so all the comments have been deleted here inside. What I will try is to find history here. And inside of the init, update website. Oh, I have never published that completely. Interesting. So I don't know the grammar here perfectly fine. So what I will do is opening another project where I've created that. Like open, get another project, like idea projects. We take this one, calling a new window. And here most likely I have inside of the pubspec.yaml the lines that I need. This one. Fantastic. Is it below Flutter? Yep, fine. And this. Cool. Close that off again. And here we are. So if we hot reload the whole thing, take a look at the website. All right, here we go. So we get an error message. That's fine, I think, for now. I can't load the image. Okay. But as you can see, we have a small screen size at the moment, so the row is getting the full size, right? So we have to make there a bit sure that we use also the right widget surrounding it. So in home screen, we will use for that whole row the responsive widget. Yeah, I know the scaffold. We can also use just the material part, but I'm not sure if it is necessary, right? Do we have to use materials? Because, but we will check that in a second. So I can add here just a scaffold. I think that would be the easiest solution. And inside of responsive widget, we have the large screen here. So and because the large screen is our default one, right? It will always fall back to the large screen. We have to add here something. And small screen unequal null, right? So we have to make a null check here. Same thing for the tablet mode. So that means our fallback will be always the large screen if the other two are not there. Okay, and with the scaffold, the text is looking fine. But still, we don't see our image. Where is it? Have it here. We made pub.get or good. Load that side. Nope. Not it. Image asset. We have assets, images, and then Flutter Explained logo.png. That looks fantastic. But maybe I have the wrong path in the pubspec.yaml. No, it looks also right. Okay, we get still an error. Unable to load the asset. Assets, image, Flutter Explained logo. Let me close off the app completely. Maybe this solves the problem already if we restart it. The whole path or start, I think it should be fine if we just declare the folder where it lives inside, because I want to also use the background, but I'm not sure why it's not working at the moment. Ah, here we go. Okay, it was just the restart that was missing. So after the restart, it works with that. So all the images inside of this folder here are now inside happily. Good. So back to our row here. So first of all, this one is in the wrong direction. I would like to have first the image and then the text. And the other problem is that the image is of course way too large. And now it doesn't restart. Oh, we have another error. No such value, okay. Hot reload. Doesn't work, okay. So that is one of the problems with the web at the moment in Flutter, that the hot reload sometimes doesn't work as expected. And what we also can do, maybe, don't know if it's getting then too small for you guys, but could try to use this part, left part. Again, then on the left side, or so make this small and make it small. Thick. Now we put that on the left and this right. Maybe we can also work like this a bit. Okay, so now we have all on one screen, and as you can see already, even though that the screen breakpoints are there, the large screen is of course too large for that. Why do we even overflow here? That is a bit weird. So the image is 800 pixels at the moment, but it doesn't have a fit, right? So what we could do is add here a fit. And what we can say is like fit width. That's not it. In any case, I have to make it smaller, right? So this is anyway not the right choice here for the image. We have to scale it down, and what I want to have is like maximum of 60 pixels on top. So it will be having a height or a width of 60 pixels. Something like that. Way better. Okay, so now we have a row where we have our logo and our text. And this whole row could be our first widget that we extract here. Because if we take a look, it would be our logo and our text, right? So in any case, this would be not just a text, that would be animated text, right? Would not animated text style? I don't know if this works like that, but so. So we have here like a child, but this can be with a text, part of it. Don't make it complicated at the beginning. So keep it with the text here. And we could change the text style, but what I want to have is like, if the screen is getting small, then automatically the text should also getting small. So I want to think about how we can achieve that. Okay. So in any case, that is that. And this row is actually just this part at the moment, but we want to have a burger menu on the right, right? So what we want to have is like a row inside of a row. Let's see if this is possible for us. And here we will have again children, and I think I have to surround the whole thing with a row. But as you see, nothing really happened, luckily. So the row takes just the full width of the row at the moment. So the full width that it needs for these two elements, because we don't stretch it or anything, so it doesn't be infinity. So we can have a second part. And the first row would be our logo, something like that. And down here, the second row or the second element that I want to have is like the menu, burger menu that we can see here on top. And this is now most likely an icon. Icons like burger or menu. Fantastic. So if I rebuild, we will see something, hopefully. Yeah. So, and as you can see now, we have these two parts, but what I would like have is push them away from each other, right? We don't want to have them where they are at the moment. Main axis alignment and space between, would it? So the row is the main axis alignment in this direction, so that should do the trick. I think it supports it partially, but sometimes it's just crashing or something in the background, and then you have to restart everything up again. That's really a bit sad. It costs a lot of time sometimes. Why do I do that on the left side all the time? I think it would be better to have it on the right. And put it on the right screen. And I think I can make it even smaller. So why does the space between does not work? So the problem seems to be that the large screen of the row works, but we don't get the space where it needs to be. So a good option to use our DevTools, right? So let's open up the DevTools here once. They mentioned on the issue that they never support never? Really? Oh wow, that's tragic, I think, because that is like the... Wow. I would be very sad if this is true. So is it a Flutter issue on GitHub? Flutter. Hot reload, Flutter web. 53041. The full state hot reload is not yet supported in web. Okay, this is what I know. The app state is lost between hot restarts. Okay, that's fine. I see no mention of routes or URLs in issue. Okay, I'm sure. I don't know. Okay, Vue.js again. Start the app. Okay. Web development version is basically compiled JavaScript, isn't it? Is there a framework? Okay, we have never supported. Okay, so it is just that currently it is not supported, but it will be maybe in the future. So it is just what Jonah said is that they had never supported it till now. But yeah, that's fine. Sad, but it's fine. Hey Tom, nice to see you. Okay, so this was an excursus. On the other side, I wanted to start with this part, you know, the DevTools, right? So we know that this row and this row are behaving a bit strange. So if we take a look, and I think now I have to make all small again. I really need to learn the shortcut. Do you know the shortcut for making the screen small on a macOS? That would be fantastic. Hey Summit, nice to see you. Great to see you all around. Okay. Fantastic, Tom. Node is always a good option. With Express, or how do you do it? So here we are, and what I wanted to do is having the DevTools. Where are they? DevTools. Too many browser tabs open. Sorry for navigating weird. Flutter demo. Where are the DevTools? Ah, here they are. Oh. Command Control F. Command Control. Ah, perfect. Thank you. So Command Control F. What an important one. The sound is very low, so I'm too quiet. Okay. Or is it the sound of the music? I didn't want to overlay the music too much. Are we? So I'm too low. I make myself a bit higher. Is it better? Better or worse? Something like that? I'm sorry for that. Can bring that also a bit closer. Okay, so maybe now it's better. I'm talking here hours and now you're saying me that I'm too quiet? That's not good. Alright, so what I wanted to show you is actually this little DevTools again. And I think I brought the tab with me, so I can open that here. Create two tabs. Put that on the right side, getting that on the left side. And the cool thing is we can now select this stuff here. And if we click on this nice little button, we see also the surroundings of the different parts. And my question is now, why is this icon not pushed to the right as it should be? Because what I said to this row is, I said it that the main axis alignment is... Why is it jumping so much? Is it better? Okay, perfect. Happy to hear that. Alright, so it's jumping a bit weirdly around. Don't know why. Now I wanted to show you the cool features of DevTools and then this happens. I just quickly try to restart the whole thing. Wow, okay. No active isolate to resume. Okay, so the whole thing it broke down. Restart. Okay, but we have that row and this maze axis alignment is on the wrong row. That's the problem. Okay. Higher. But still it doesn't do what I expected. That's not good. Can we not do it also here, right? So I think if we use... Oops. Good. If we use this Flutter inspector here and make the same thing, then we should get it also on the Flutter demo. Yeah. So now we have the same behavior. Put that on the right, getting that on the left. So now we have here the rows, and one of the rows should have space between. But somehow it is the wrong one, right? Because the first row has now the space between. So it seems that this is not getting used. Here we go. So and as you can see now, the burger menu gets now pushed to the right as we expected and as we want to have it. And for us, this is the right behavior. And because I know a lot of people don't like to work with that debug flag, we will change that here. Whoop, and say to false. And with that, we got rid of the debug flag. Great. Okay, but as you can see, still there is, it would be fantastic to have a bit more padding on the left and on the right, right? It is not good that it's so stick together with the edges of this website. So where do we go for this? Back to our, jump here, to our home screen. And here inside, it would be fantastic to have these two rows that are currently our navigation bar, or how do you call it? Navigation bar is good, I think. Our navigation bar should have some padding, right? So on the left and the right. For that, we could use this container, but it is surrounded in the responsive widget, so this is not possible. So we could maybe add it here on that row. I think that could make sense. So we would add here a padding. Child, and we have to add the edge insets, not all, because we want to have it just in the beginning and the start. Symmetric, where we add the horizontal with, let's say, 20. I think 20 is always a good number. And here we go. And we could add even a vertical one, where 20 is maybe a bit too much. Something like that. So apparently Flutter Web has several problems. The good thing about this is Google spends a lot of money on Flutter. That's fantastic and true. And the Flutter community is crazy as it's grown. Yeah, I think Flutter Web is also still just in beta release as far as I know. And with that, it makes sense that there are still some problems. What I like is that most of the packages that you will find are already supporting Flutter Web, right? Even the newest update of pub.dev with the 110 points made it possible to identify packages that are created for Flutter Web more easier. And I really like that. Oh yeah, my coffee is empty. That's not a good sign, not a good sign. Okay. So this is working, looks pretty good, I think, at least on my screen. I don't know what you say, but we have already our part here. And this whole thing, that padding and everything, is actually one widget, I would say, right? So because we have that navigation bar, it takes one responsibility to have our navigation bar. That bottom part here with that menu bar that is currently just an icon will have some logic later, so it would be good if we had one single part that just takes care of that. So in my opinion, this should be already a widget. What do you say? Should we extract that here, or should we extract even smaller parts? We could also extract this widget here, where we say, okay, this widget will be our logo, and or should we create methods inside of our build function or inside of our widget of home screen that returns us these elements? How do we want to solve these issues? What do you think? Should we extract them here and create own classes, own files for that? Or should we just keep it inside of the home screen and create like methods or even own widgets down here just? What do you think? So it's your time to shine. I'm trying to be quiet here until I get at least one answer. Let's see if it's getting a boring stream now. I would add animation in isometric illustration taking advantage of color white. I like the idea. Different file might be good. Okay, thank you, coding guy. That makes my stream way more enjoyable instead of just sitting here. To using animations, to be honest, I have a thrill for animations, and what I would love to use for animations is the pub.dev package from the Flutter team called Animation. This one here, which has already some fantastic built-in animations, and it looks pretty good. And I would like to use this package here. I'm not sure how we can use that. And for animations up here, yeah, we could do that maybe. Yeah. SVG illustration for better image. Yeah, it would be fantastic to have that as an SVG. I have to check how I can create an SVG out of it. Hero section. You're super fast, AKS. We have a lot of stuff that we can do. Actually, fantastic. So what we will do is taking the Flutter outline tool in that case, and if it doesn't work, we learned from Mahtab that we have to jump into a row, and after that it somehow works. Fantastic. Make that a bit bigger. So this here we want to extract. So I get this widget, and this will be our navigation bar, right? I think even the padding is part of it. So this whole part here will be our navigation bar. So we created the widget now directly underneath of it. And this navigation bar contains a build function with all that stuff. And as I said, this and this could be also own widgets, but at the moment they are super small, so I will not highly engineer it as long as it is not necessary. So I would say we keep that navigation bar and would put that in a different file. Small again. select the whole widget here and bring that in an own. So because this widget is only represented at the moment inside of the home screen, I will not put that here in this widgets folder. In this widget folder, we will only keep stuff that we want to share across all the application. So what I will do is I create a folder inside of screens called home screen. And inside of here, we will keep the files that are currently only navigation bar.dart. We'll only keep the information that is responsible for this screen. And usually what I'm doing, because it's getting later more and more complicated, I will import that. But what I will do is moving that home screen into this folder too. So, and everything should still work as expected. So there are pages where there are free SVG illustration, isometric illustration, etc. In that we have plenty of content and free. Okay. So what should I search for, or do you write it down inside of the in the something else? Okay, or do you write it me in Discord? Maybe for the next stream, then we can work with that, because it's just 8 minutes left. Jeez, the time is running. It's crazy. Okay, but now we have the navigation bar in a different location, and if we want to have more stuff, so where is our What's here? DevTown, cool. And where is our Atlas CMS, web support, Flutter demo? No. I wanted to see our pixel. Yeah, here we go. So now the color palette would be this yellowish color and the background color. So underneath of our navigation bar, we have currently here a bit more, right? So this would be a column more or less. Because we have on top our navigation bar, and underneath we have the large size expanded widget, because we have full screen size, right? Where we have our child inside, which then will contain all our stuff. So it will be just a container for now, which get the width of double infinity, because I just want to make it full width and full height. So. Why I give that to it explicit is that it takes the space, because what would happen if I don't give it, it would take the size of the child, and that is not there, so it would be 0. So, and if this has worked, we can check inside of the Flutter inspector. We jump somewhere inside and then back. Maybe it works. Nope. Fortunately not. But I assume that this expanded is now on the whole bottom. And to prove that, we could get here an image behind. And we have a container, and to have a background image, we want to have a decoration, right? Decoration, box decoration. We have a background. No, we have an image with a decoration image. Decoration image, which then has an image with an image provider, which is asset image. Oh, I'm a bit too fast, I think. So is everyone clear what I'm doing here with that box decoration? So a container has a decoration to make it fontable, to change the colors, to give it a border, to give it a background color, and so on. And then we put inside an image. In our case, a decoration image, which can be any image. And I say this is the image of this box, of this container. And now, unfortunately, the naming is here a bit hard, so image and then image. But down here we can add now the... thank you, AKS. What Brett Traversy? Ah, from Traversy, fantastic. Yeah, I will check that. Brett Traversy, we can search that quickly. I think that makes sense, because he makes really great stuff. I saw his video that he makes a short break now. This one. Stock photos, favicons, alright. Pure gold. Okay, so I add that as my command D. So, and what I also will do, I will share the link down in the inside of the chat. Here we go, so that you also can have a look. So I will take a look when off stream, and we'll have a look how, or maybe next week together with you, then we can talk about it. But now we have this image in image. So the decoration image is important for the container and box decoration. And inside of this decoration image, we have to pass down a provider for images. So this will be an asset image, for example. And that is assets, images, background.jpg. Cool. So now the screen, it didn't take the full screen. This is because that, sorry, I have to make some commas behind here. This is because the asset image currently don't takes the fit of the full screen. So what we could do is add here in the decoration image the fit parameter with the box fit. And this has, for example, cover. And now you can see we take the full size of the screen and everything is inside. So also if we make it bigger, we can see that image is getting overtaken. The only problem that I have is that still these parts are a bit too bright for that what I want to do. So if we take a look into this part, getting also a bit blurry if you see that. Now we have two options that we can do. We can fix that in Photoshop, for example, and make it blurry there, make it a bit darker, creating a blend mode, which most likely would be also the cheaper solution. But it would be also possible to give this decoration a blend mode. So we can give that background image a blend mode, so it does look differently. Yeah, what do we do? Can we do that with the blend mode even? Promise something, but I think so. It should be possible. So what do you think? What should we do? Undraw. Ah, you want to use the undraw. Yeah, that would be an option. I can show that, I think. So if you don't know Undraw, that is a fantastic website where you get all the different illustrations in SVG that you can use. All right, so maybe we also put that inside. That is a good idea. So I also have that. Cool. So we have our container. We have started with our first screen, more or less. It looks pretty good, I would say. We have everything in GitHub, and I will push that now up. Close this. I will finish that off. Yep. And now let's push all the changes that we made up to our screen. So we initialized. Yes, Undraw has the benefit that they are completely free to use, also commercial, so you don't have any worries. You don't even have to mention them in somewhere. So Undraw is a very cool project and a bit weird, but they are completely open source and free. So you will find that here on the open source license and in the history and so on. And the people that are working behind of that are amazing. So this is Katarina Lumpitu. Oh god, I am in names, sorry, but the license is completely free to use. You don't have to be careful with that. Even I think you are even allowed to change them. The only thing that is not allowed is to just take their illustrations, put them on your own website, tell everyone that they are yours, and sell them. I think that is the only thing that is not allowed. Yeah, but in general, that should be everything. So full license, all images published can be used for free. You can use them non-commercial or commercial. You do not ask for permission from provided credit or creator on Draw. Cool, yeah. I remove the image, everything white, and add the Undraw illustration. Ah, all right. Yeah, we can do that. I think that shouldn't be too hard to do. So you mean one very big Undraw illustration in the middle of the center and then the text underneath or on the side of it. I like the idea. I like the idea a lot. Yeah, modern website, that's true. And for free, additionally. So what would be a cool thing? So Flutter itself is not a good thing to search, but maybe, what would be a cool technology. Code review last, okay. Code review. What do we find with coding? Code thinking looks good. React. What is React? This one. I think. No, I don't think that is a good idea. Wouldn't help me a lot, I think. But what do we have else? I think that code part was pretty good. I think with that code thinking. I like this one. Proud coder. Pair programming with MATLAB. I think that would be a good one. Oh, congratulations for that. Always hard to start a business off. So, I just take that one for now. But what I will do till the next time is I will select 1 or 2 or 3 of these images or the illustrations. And what I would like to do with you is making a voting. Which one is the one that should win at the end? And we will use that as our new image for the website. How does that sound? Okay, so I think that's it for today. We managed to create the homepage, and I write exactly what we did today. So we initialized the home screen, created the navigation bar, and what did we else? I think, yeah, that's it. Really? Was it that far slow? This is an IntelliJ, but you can use the color that I have. The font that I use is the one dark theme at the moment. And this is the IntelliJ Community Edition, so it should be usable for everyone, as long as the project is open source. I mean, the style of the page that the page we're creating now is about. Yeah, okay. As I said, I'm not a designer. Yeah, Material Themes is also a cool plugin, but I think what my problem is with it, it takes a lot of space somehow. But yeah, I think that's personal preference. So intentional home screen, I think I should write that correctly. Home screen, created navigation bar, and talked a lot about all the different stuff. So I committed stuff and pushed it up. So you will find all the changes as always on GitHub. And don't get you worried, you will find it on GitHub if you search for the Flutter, no, on the website, right? Flutter Explained website here. And it will be underneath the Redesign branch at the moment, till we have a final release that we can use. And if we have a final release, I would like to push that on master. So I add that also as a useful link. Perfect. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching and joining. This afternoon we will have the pair programming session with MATLAB, so don't miss that out. It will be fantastic. We have a great new videos in the last couple of days, so it will be fantastic if you take a look. And else, thank you so much for joining this morning. It was a great session. And last comments, we have to finish the project, improve. Yeah, I hope so. I really would love to see that stuff, because especially with the Flutter website, it was like my top priority at the moment. I would really love to be there more happy. On the other hand, we have more projects. MATLAB pointed me out this morning that we have also the Dart coins that we have to finish. We have also the other tools that we have to finish, and so on and so forth. So we are far from finished. There are more and more projects coming up, and we have a lot of stuff to do. Thank you for your likes. It was a joy with you guys, and see you this afternoon. See ya, guys.